or the Legion of Honor Museums. That saves you $20, and it includes entry to the exhibit American Beauty. This collection spans the years from 1849 to 1960 and includes some of the first Georgia O'Keeffe paintings of the Southwest. American Beauty is on through October 20th. At SF Jazz Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they are a gospel institution with more than 20 albums to their credit. The Blind Boys of Alabama bring that deep legacy to SF Jazz for a string of shows this weekend. And meantime, not far away, Saturday, the platinum-selling singer-songwriter Ben Folds takes the stage at Davie Symphony Hall, backed by the San Francisco Symphony, for a show that promises to span his remarkable career. And it's the last weekend of the month already, and that means Treasure Fest returns to Treasure Island. Over 300 vintage curators, designers, and artists selling their wares, plus 6 live bands, 40 food vendors, cocktails, mocktails, brews, and views for days. Head to Treasure Island for Treasure Fest Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 5. Kim Wanderley, KCBS.
The to-do list is sponsored by San Francisco Opera. Experience everything from Verdi to Wagner at this fall at San Francisco Opera. Learn more at sfopera.com.
Portion of the News Watch sponsored by Pacific Coast Termite. We're going to talk the opening ceremonies to the Olympics in 1 minute.
The last time you checked your house for termites was probably when you bought your house. How long has that been? This is Joe Sharkey. With one call to Pacific Coast Termite, a uniformed inspector will come to your home or business and answer your questions and inspect your property. Now, even if you don't think you have termites, yikes, I recommend you call Pacific Coast Termite for a free home inspection to make sure. Certain restrictions apply. If you do have termites, they can get rid of them with no tenting, no double bagging your food, no pet sitting. You can even be home while they do their work. Try doing that when there's a tent over your house. Mention KCBS and get 10% off termite treatments and a 2-year guarantee on their work. Call 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC, or go to PacificCoastTermite.com.
Pacific Coast Termite kills termites.
The clean, friendly way.
KCBS News Time, 5:45.
Coming up on KCBS, we are following a firefight in the Concord Bay Point area. Crews are battling flames from the ground and the air.
Lucky tattoo. That's nice. Very cool tattoos. This fucking Klein. He needs to fucking stop walking in circles. Always by his fucking arm, taking liquid. That's what he does. Thank you for helping me. Thank you.
How you doing? How you doing there, Joe? Oh my God. Thank you, Joe. Bye, Joe. Good luck working. Thank you, and have a nice see you tomorrow morning at around 8 or 7ish. Okay? You can. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Bye, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah.
Evening. Sorry about
Oh.
that. Bye, and have a nice day.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No.
Bye, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Stop repeating yourself. So fucking annoying.
O'Donnell Financial, because planning is a process, not a product. Online at
Needs to stop repeating
o'donnellfinancialgroup.com.
himself.
Key inflation reading for the Federal Reserve came in line with market estimates for June. The Personal Consumption Expenditure Index rose 2.5% from a year earlier. The second straight month that year-over-year growth was softer. Joseph Brusuelis is the chief economist with RSM US LLP, and he likes what he sees in the report.
It really provides a picture-perfect snapshot of where the U.S. economy is right now, with inflation easing, which is causing real incomes and real spending to rise.
The Fed meets next week, and while this report isn't strong enough to move the Fed to a rate cut, the market is expecting the Fed to telegraph a rate cut for September. Stocks rallied higher after that news, and after what's been a really rough week for the stock market, the Dow gained 654 points, the Nasdaq rose 176, and the S&P was up by 59. Post-it and Scotch tape maker 3M was the big winner today. Its stock scored more than 20% higher. Best day ever. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
High five. Up top. Heck yeah. Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep, Dave's feeling it. But it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
MB 2124. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundles, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Brian Bakhtiari, Executive Manager of Stevens Creek Subaru. Here at Stevens Creek Subaru, we understand that your time is valuable. That's why we made it easier for you to shop from anywhere. Whether you're at home in your PJs or at work, you can log on to StevensCreekSubaru.com, click on any of our new or pre-owned vehicles, and either schedule a test drive or begin your express checkout. You can even review every option possible before ever walking in. And if you prefer to go over your options in person, then Stevens Creek Subaru's friendly staff will be happy to take over wherever you left off. Whether you stop in for service or to take delivery of your new Subaru, don't forget to stop by the Wilderness Cafe and talk to a Subarista. Only at Stevens Creek Subaru.
This month, get 0% financing on all remaining 2024 Outbacks in stock on approved credit from Stevens Creek Subaru.
Visit us on Stevens Creek in San Jose, right next to Santana Row, or StevensCreekSubaru.com. That's StevensCreekSubaru.com. And remember, buckle up and drive safely.
Welcome to Staples, young man. Tomorrow's my big day. Big day? First grade. Aw, well, you know, Staples has crayons, markers, glue. I need a laptop. Oh, yeah, sure. With Staples Hot Deals, you can save up to $300 on select PCs for school. Wait. The finances are Mom's department. Right. I'm looking for performance, like a Core i7 processor.
Boy, first grade has really changed.
Tell me about it.
Save big on tech for school with super low Staples Hot Deals. Right now, get up to $300 off select PCs at Staples. Ends 8/24.
We are first for traffic on KCBS. Going to your local Honda Dealers Traffic Center, checking in with Kim, who's looking at the Bay Bridge.
Well, it's certainly heavily traveled in both directions this evening. It is a Friday, so that's why it's starting to slow down and continues to on the upper deck of the Bay Bridge. And that's a westbound 80 as you come out of the Oakland area. They have turned on the metering lights, and I do see a backup there at the toll plaza. And still a heavy stream of traffic as a parade of traffic headed to the lower deck of the Bay Bridge, bumper to bumper on northbound 101 all the way to the lower deck. We're hearing from the phone force about a possible stall, maybe a fender bender on northbound 101 just past the 280 interchange. Oakland freeways are starting to clear out. No major problems or delays on the 580. A little slow in pockets on southbound 880 as you leave the downtown Oakland area. Next update at 6:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
I'm watching the fog march across the city of San Francisco. It's headed over the bay, it's headed over the hills, it's headed into the inland valleys. It's going to cool everybody off tomorrow, even in those pesky East Bay inland valleys where they were into the low 90s in the warmest spots. They'll be in the mid-upper 70s. Traffic and weather together. I'm KCBS. Coming up, our reporter Shannon Golden will join us live with the latest on the Fluke fire in North Contra Costa County.
And the FBI said it was a bullet that hit former President Trump during an assassination attempt.
Unconfirmed, this park fire continuing to rage. Homeowners are just now seeing the losses for themselves.
We built our life in our home, and that's gone. I'm Patty Rising.
And I'm Brett Burkhart.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey Station. 6 o'clock.
It's CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump tells supporters in Palm Beach County, Florida.
Just took off the last bandage off of my ear.
His comment comes as the FBI clarifies a number of conflicting accounts about what struck the former president during a July 13th assassination attempt. More for CBS's Linda Kenya. An FBI statement reads, what struck former President Trump in the ear was a bullet, whether whole or fragmented into smaller pieces, fired from the deceased subject's rifle. The statement comes 2 days after FBI Director Christopher Wray said during congressional testimony that it was not clear whether Trump was struck by a bullet or by shrapnel. When Vice President Kamala Harris picked up the cell phone, she heard a familiar voice on the other end.
Call to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you, do
Harris that they think she'll make a fantastic president of the United States. California's largest wildfire of the year rages in the Chico area. CBS's Jonathan Digliotti is there.
Are struggling to contain this massive fire. We are talking flames several hundred feet high. Extreme wind is in the forecast through this evening. The concern now being these flames will be pushed out of the woods and into neighborhoods.
A suspected arsonist is in custody. Meantime, in Canada, CBS's Carter Evans reports that in the province of Alberta,
The weather right now is cooperating. It's been in the 40s overnight and it's been raining. And park officials say that's pretty much extinguished the flames in the town of Jasper. But the wildfire is still burning in the surrounding forest. It's about the size of Detroit. And that means residents might not be allowed home for a week.
Vice President Kamala Harris has spoken to the family on Sonia Massey as we learn more about the Central Illinois woman's death. The coroner confirms the Springfield woman died from a single gunshot wound to the head. CBS's Roxana Saberi reports.
Report said that the bullet pierced below her left eye, downward, and went out the back of her neck. She was pronounced dead at 1:47 a.m. That's about an hour after Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson and his partner responded.
Grayson is charged with murder. The Paris Summer Olympics are officially underway. Rain poured down on the opening ceremony, but CBS's Wendy Gillette, who is there, says it has not dampened spirits.
Some of the American fans drape themselves in U.S. flags, thrilled to be in Paris for the games. Rob Brennan lives in Raleigh.
I'm really excited, pumped for the opening ceremonies and the games as a whole.
This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
It's 6:03 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. We are seeing an increase in coastal fog and low clouds. It's going to be pretty stubborn tomorrow. It's going to cool everybody off, even the inland valleys. Good evening. I'm Patty Rising.
And I'm Brett Burkhardt.
You're listening to continuing coverage of breaking news on the Bay Area's news station, KCBS.
Evacuations are underway because of a fire burning in North Contra Costa County this afternoon. It started behind a shooting range just off of Evora and Nichols Road in Bay Point. And with the very latest, we turn to KCBS's Shannon Goldman with the very details of this fire burning right now.
Thank you, Brett. The Contra Costa County Fire Protection District Captain Chris Toller says they received calls about the vegetation fire around 2 p.m.
PG&E has a property here as well as there's a shooting range, and it started right behind the shooting range with the top of the hill, and it's fastly moving, given the wind on top of these ridge lines or these hilltops. Fire moves pretty quickly.
So far, it's burned about 200 acres and remains 0% contained. Now, evacuation orders, like you said, Brett, have been issued for parts of Concord and Bay Point north of Highway 4.
Yeah, pretty confident there are over 100 residents in that area. So it's a pretty populated area. Quite a few homes, quite a few, I don't think there are too many apartment complexes, but there are apartment complexes nearby.
One resident, Chris, got the evacuation order on his cell phone while headed back from Walnut Creek.
Right now, it's what we do. We have to wait it out. So we waited nearby, kind of waiting until they let us pass through again.
And former KCBS reporter Mark Seelig joins us live now from the scene. Mark, tell us what the conditions are and what you're seeing.
Well, certainly the good news is the temperature out here is much cooler than it's been the past several days. It's probably in the mid-80s, but the problem right now that I can see, or at least feel, is the wind is starting to pick up. I'm in a business district right off of Willow Pass Road. I'm not being allowed too close to the fire line by fire officials at this moment, and there's a ridge in front of me. I can't see any more smoke. I certainly saw a ton of it when I was driving up from Highway 680 and onto Highway 4. I don't see much smoke now, but the winds are kicking up, and that is a problem. I did hear Captain Toller say earlier that those winds would be a concern. They have a lot of fire personnel on this fire right now. I can see a couple of spotter planes that are cruising overhead trying to get a tack on where this fire is burning. They are concerned about spot fires advancing past the fire lines because of these winds, so that's going to be a concern all day, probably into the evening. And those residents, they are, many of them are camped out here at this business park, the Chevron station, and there's a Taco Bell and a Jack in the Box here. So a lot of folks are just parked waiting to get back into their homes. I spoke to a number of them. All of them got the alert on their phone, so the the alert system works very, very well, they said. They were able to mobilize. One woman I just spoke to moments ago said she was in her house. She actually still has a landline, got the call on the landline. She thought it was a scam at first, and but listened back to it and immediately mobilized, grabbed a couple of items, including her birth certificate and some medication, and then took off, and she is still waiting here right now, patiently but a little bit nervous, trying to figure out when she's going to get back into her home, and also hoping that her home is still intact. I spoke to one other person who did evacuate very quickly from the scene, and she noticed that some fences and some shrubbery around homes were on fire. Captain Toller told me that that may be the case, but he believes that no structures have been burned or damaged in any way, so that's a good sign. We'll keep on the scene and make sure that we're reporting the latest from this scene. Again, wind's picking up, but the temperature is much cooler than it's been the last several days, and that's definitely a good sign. Reporting live from Concord, Mark Felix, KCBS.
Thank you so much, Mark. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this story. Reporting live from the newsroom, Shannon Golden, KCBS.
Thanks so much, Shannon. We have much more on the biggest fire in the state, that arson-sparked park fire north of Chico. More on that in a couple of minutes.
First, we need to update your drive around the Bay Area. And from your local How to Do Is Traffic Center, we're checking in with Kim. She is sponsored by Water Heaters Only.
As we kick off the 6 o'clock hour, we actually have more fire-related delays than we have accidents, so it's turning into that kind of evening. So as we've been telling you, no freeway closures in Contra Costa County, but we do have some road closures. Evora Road is shut down between Willow Pass and San Marco, and also Port Chicago Highway closed between Driftwood and Pacifica, where they've had some evacuations. And now we're getting calls about another huge cloud of smoke visible in the Sunol area, the Fremont Mission Peak area. If you're on the Sunol grade or traveling on 680 through Milpitas or Fremont, a lot of calls about this huge brush fire. So fire crews are on the scene here. And there have been some evacuations in the park, the Sunol Regional Park. So freeways only impacted by what you can see, no lane closures. We did have a crash in Milpitas on southbound 880 before 237. That one has been blocking the two right lanes. Our South Bay freeways are starting to clear out, and no problems on Highway 17 in the Santa Cruz Mountains, although there is a brush fire reported that you might see some smoke in the hills in the vicinity of the Lexington Reservoir. So we're going to keep a watch on that as well with the Chilton Auto Body Collision Cam. Next update, 6:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS. It did not cool off all that much in the inland valleys. East Bay valleys, I'm looking at you, they got into the 80s to low 90s, but they're cooling off pretty quickly. That's because an increasing layer of fog is coming from the coast over the bay. It's going to spread in overnight through tomorrow morning. We'll see partly cloudy skies in the inland valleys, but most bayside and coastal locations will probably stay fogged in. We're talking highs 60s and 70s away from the coast. Below average for the inland areas, and then just a few degrees warmer on Sunday. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Is your water heater on its last leg? Don't wait for an emergency. Replace your aging tank now and save big with Water Heaters Only. During our summer slow time, we make it easy. Visit waterheatersonly.com for local friendly service. That's waterheatersonly.com. Financing available. Terms and conditions apply.
PXG East Bay has a treat for all you golfers out there. If you've been wanting to swing PXG's incredible golf clubs, now's the time. Come in, try our sticks, and we'll give you a dozen golf balls free just for doing it. PXG's extreme premium golf balls deliver big distance, snappy green grabbing control, and a slick alignment aid to help you sink more putts. In third-party testing, PXG golf balls delivered similar performance to Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X. And if you're thinking PXG's high-performance equipment is too expensive, or that you're not a good enough golfer to play our clubs, think again. You'll be amazed that our clubs often cost less than the so-called leading brands. On top of that, we make clubs for golfers at every level, and we'll custom fit you for the right ones to maximize your performance. So call PXG East Bay today at 925-965-7919. Visit us at 4468 Tulsa Harbor Road in Dallas.